Welcome to Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football here on WYLN. And as always, it's brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton. I'm your host, Marty Burns. Joined as always by the head coach of the Hazleton area football team, Dennis Bookman. Cougars suffered their first defeat on Friday night against Dallas. We'll look back at that game. Look ahead to another tough opponent at Harmon Guy Stadium as the Crestwood Comets come to town. And another guest from the Cougar football team. That's all this week on Sports Talk.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Memberships are available at the Valley Country Club in Sugarloaf. The new upgrades will leave you with a distinctive and unique experience unlike any other venue in Northeast PA. Call Frank Gradis 570-233-5328. Email vccpro@thevalleycountryclub.com.
Coming soon to the Welty Center at the Historic Castle, 700 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, it's Jukebox Heroes Live. Check it out October 14th. The show starts at 8 and the tickets are available at eventbrite.com.
Welcome back to Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football here on WYLN. As always, it's brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton. I'm your host, Marty Burns, joined once again by Hazleton area head football coach Dennis Bookman. And Coach, your team returned home Friday night. We had talked about a very tough matchup with another undefeated team in Dallas. Unfortunately, you didn't get the result you wanted, suffering your first loss of the year. And, we always analyze games before and after. And is it too simplistic to say that the key stat in the whole game was the turnovers?
Certainly that does factor in. You can't turn the ball over in any football game, but especially against a quality opponent like Dallas. But I think even bigger than that is we weren't consistent, and we certainly weren't consistent in our execution. And as I told our players, our coaches, our program, that's certainly a reflection, and that's on me. I told our guys from the first day when I was hired and we put our staff together and we got in front of the players, we're going to win a lot of football games in this program as we have, and that's going to be because of the great people that we have, our coaches, our players, those who support our program. And we're going to lose games too, and when we lose games, then those are going to be on me as the guy who is the head coach here. And I told our players, we're at a crossroads now this week where at the end of the day, we're still 5-1.
Right.
I feel we're a really good football team. We just have to now get back to work. We have to prepare properly for a really good opponent this Friday in Crestwood, and we're certainly going to do that. We have a really focused group, a group that understands the mistakes that we made and the task at hand this Friday, and we have a long season left to play.
And one of the things, and a lot of the scores were set up by the turnovers, but how are you expecting your defense to bounce back after giving up more points than they had all season long combined?
Well, we talk about complementary football all the time, and we were able to complement in all three phases throughout this year thus far, and Friday night was an example where we weren't able to do that. And we have to do a better job in all three phases of when an adverse situation hits, being able to help. And, Friday night we put our defense in some really bad spots because of the turnovers that we had. And we weren't able to answer the call then defensively either. Once again, hats off to Dallas. Mm-hmm. They earned the win. It's a great opponent, Coach Manello's staff, program. But at the same time, we gave up some layups on Friday night, and we talk about not giving layups up, giving easy things, making people earn each and every possession, each and every score. And, those turnovers and then not being able to answer the call defensively then to get a big stop, that certainly hurt us on Friday night. But the bottom line is it's time to prepare. There's no time to feel sorry for yourself. Mm-hmm. With the schedule that we play and the next opponent, we have a red-hot Crestwood team coming in who's 5-1. Did a really nice job against Wilkes-Barre on Friday. I'm sure they're very confident, and we're going to be prepared and ready to go again Friday. The great news is as well, we're at home once again.
And sports is such a funny thing, and especially in football. When you win, the outside look is sky's the limit. When you lose, the sky's falling. How do you get your team not to buy into that mentality? Because you strike me as one of those even keel. You're not as good as you think you are, but you're certainly not as bad as you may think you are.
Sure, I think it's a really good lesson for our players too, and we talked about that today. Is to make sure those that you have around you, your support system. You're always buying in, believing, and surrounding yourself with those people, because it does seem exactly as you said, things could turn in a blink of an eye, and there's certain people that may do that as well. Mm-hmm. So when we were undefeated and state ranked and, exactly that, and then, one little blip on the radar here and you see some people backing away, and that's fine, because at the end of the day, we know who we are. Our program, our team is as much of a family as anybody will find. And, I tell our players, we're all we have and we're all we need on a Friday night, because we're going to go out there and we're going to compete together. The most important thing Friday, and I told our players this too, the effort was absolutely tremendous. Mm-hmm. Whether it was 7-0 or 21-6 when we had the ball and we were driving again, and then even after it was 28-6, we're driving with a little over 5 minutes left, and our thought was, hey, we get this to a 28-14 game by half with the ball, everything's fine in the world. We feel really comfortable here. But our players, they battled to the end. Mm-hmm. I kept our starting group in the entire game because it was their game. And, we have to be able to fight things and be able to fight our way out of certain situations. And I thought our players did a fantastic job of that. Nobody put their head down. There wasn't any yelling or screaming on the sideline by anybody. It was, let's continue to go to work and let's improve here. And we understand now going into the week that we're going into, we have 4 regular season games left, and we hope that we're fortunate enough to be in the sub-region, and we want to try to get a home playoff game week 11.
Right. And let's look back at Friday night, and we'll start with the defense. Minor and Company is the listing here.
Absolutely. We have Q here, Kayvon Minor. What a great job. Our defensive line. I'll tell you what, Kayvon Minor's playing as good of an inside linebacker as anybody in our area, continues to make plays.
And Matthew Bookman with a catch.
So we get ourselves behind the sticks on first down. A huge pickup here to be able to get +10, puts us in a 3rd and short that we convert on our very first possession.
And here we get a look at your first touchdown of the night, Wolf to Connor Shimani.
So this is at a point here, it's 21-0 at this point, and we immediately strike back. Great job here by our protection, first of all. Tyler keeping his eyes downfield. Connor Shimani not only making the catch, but the run after the catch here. You see guys working upfield as well to try to get in front to be able to help Connor Shimani out. But tremendous job, and as I said, right here, everything was kind of calmed back down. Our guys were ready, and they understood that there's not a game that we're out of.
And here we get some defense. Matthew Cusatis with a pass breakup.
Great job here by Matthew Cusatis, getting his eyes clean, able to work the PBU, works the offhand, able to secure the tackle with the outside hand.
And here we get some team defense.
Excellent job here. We have Tommy King, Robbie Anderson, Kayvon Miner being able to clean it up.
And here with the running game, Matthew Bookman.
Once again here, on this drive, we ran 4 plays and got 4 straight first downs. As we're driving the field, we unfortunately turned the ball over at the Dallas 37.
And here another connection from Wolf to Shimani.
Great job here by Matt Cusatis. Connor Kundrat being able to stalk on the edge. Connor Shimani getting skinny, getting another first down on that drive.
And here, Kayvon Miner with the quarterback pressure.
I'm telling you, Q's all over the field. What a special player, great story. Somebody who didn't play football his sophomore year, and his last 2 years has continued to get better and better.
And a pass breakup for Matthew Bookman.
Excellent job here of working downhill now. Really physical player. As good as Kayvon was on defense on Friday night, Matthew Bookman was equally as special and really physical.
Connor Kundrat with the catch.
Absolutely great job here by Connor Kundrat. Had some big catches for us on Friday, continuing to improve and get better and better as the season goes on.
And now Matthew Bookman with another run.
Really physical runner, hard to bring down, constantly falling forward. Great job by our line of protection, receivers on the edges.
Connor Kundrat with another catch.
Excellent job here of being able to put the ball in the proper place. Great catch to be in front of the safety and then work body position.
Matthew Cusatis here with a catch.
Absolutely, Matt Cusatis work in the middle of the field, able to attack, and not only is he sound with his hand placement of the catch, his front shoulder then is north, and he's working now.
And as he's affectionately known now, the president, Ryan Mathias.
Absolutely. Touchdown here for Ryan Mathias off the play action. Great spot by Tyler Wolf to be able to place this football. And once again, Ryan Mathias, the ball finds energy. Number 10, one thing is guaranteed every game, you're going to get the best out of him.
And your last score of the night, we'll look at it twice, Matthew Cusatis.
This is actually ends up being a lateral here. Ball hits off the front shoulder. Matt Cusatis has the presence of mind to be able to get his eyes down, get ball up, seat it properly, and get in the end zone. Great job here. Heads up play by one of our senior leaders. Once again, continues to have a tremendous senior season. Being able to have the football IQ of not stopping the play there. A lot of guys may put their head down after that play or let the ball on the ground. He immediately picks it up and works north now and was able to score.
Now, I saved this for after the highlights. We had talked about in the beginning of the year how I thought this group would be able to handle 4 out of the first 5 on the road because of the leadership you have. And I would think on a week like this, sometimes you don't have to say a lot because I have a feeling that senior group is almost, and I don't want to say policing, but they're leading that locker room, bringing the team back together after some adversity Friday night.
Sure. Right after Friday night, immediately when we were talking as a team, that's exactly what was said. And I said, truly, we're going to find who our leaders are. And it's easy to lead when you're 5-0. It's easy to lead when you're up by multiple scores. It's easy to lead when things are going really well. But who are going to be our leaders when we hit some adverse situations here? And we're finding out exactly who they are. And not everybody has to be a vocal leader. It could be by your actions. It could be how you came and you approached our run, how you came and you approached our lift, how you're starting to prepare for Crestwood, how you're accepting coaching and getting better from the previous game. All those things go into it. So we're fortunate to have some really steady leaders for us, both vocal leaders and those who do by action. And those guys, they've responded. We had a tremendous practice today, and as we do every day, we continue to prepare properly. We have a really good group, and we're excited again for this week because it's another opportunity to compete together.
And normally what we do, we'll talk about Crestwood at the end, and no disrespect to Crestwood, but I would think that the message to the team is, you want to protect the den. We don't want to lose 2 in a row at home. Certainly,
we'll talk to about Crestwood and what a quality opponent. Their staff, their players, they do a great job. But certainly, I think anybody who's playing any game wants to win, especially when you're playing at home. We want to protect the den, as we affectionately call it. And we're not hiding the fact that this is a rivalry game.
Right.
I mean, certainly, we were asked that a couple times, but this is a rivalry, and Crestwood feels that same way. Our districts, they border each other here. Our kids know each other very well. Some are our friends. Our staffs know each other in some capacity. So certainly, it's a rivalry game here, and it's something that both communities, I think, are excited for. It's going to be a beautiful night, Friday night. You can't ask for better weather this late in the season for a football game. And I believe everybody who's involved in this is really excited because it's another opportunity to compete, and it's also Hazleton versus Crestwood.
Absolutely. And we will talk about those 5-1 Comets at the end of this week's show. But coming up next, our very special guest. Where's number 4? Matt Cusatis.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Then look no further. Grand Central is here to help. Grand Central Sealy experts will set you straight. When you buy your mattress at Grand Central, you can expect free delivery and setup, free removal of the old unit, and interest-free financing for up to 60 months. And of course, Grand Central's everyday low prices. Grand Central in Hazleton, helping you make your house a home.
We moved! We've moved to 703 Airport Road. Blaze Alexander, Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram has moved to our new state-of-the-art location with more room for greater selection and our all-new service and parts department. Come see us at our all-new location, Blaze Alexander, Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, behind Walmart on Airport Road. Taking the deals the other guys won't.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
Welcome back to Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football here on WYLN, and as always, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton. I'm Marty Burns, and I'm proud to have joining us this week, number 4, Matt Cusatis. And Matt, thanks a lot for joining us this week.
Thank you for having me.
And a veteran to the show and a veteran on this team. We talked about it with Tyler when he was on at the beginning of the season. We talked about it last week with Connor. Just talk about, obviously, you guys still have to work during the off season and get ready for this season and continue to work during the season, but you guys have played together so long that, you know, it's just a simple, it could be a point, it could be a nod, it could be a smile, whatever, that you guys know where everybody's going to be at one particular point in time.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've been with each other so long. For the past 3 years, we know everyone like the back of our hand. Like you can hear someone's voice from the distance, you know it's them.
And talk about how you and Connor, it's good that you guys are on back-to-back weeks, how well that you and Connor Shamani work so well together. Especially we see it in the Open. I still remember that night in Berwick a couple of years ago when, or actually last year, when the pass was thrown to you and then Connor set that great block for you and you just spun around him and got to the end zone. We saw it on the highlights, the pass to Connor, and you were one of those to put the block on. Just talk about how well you guys work together no matter who has the football.
Oh, me and Connor, we have a really good bond, not only just on the field, but off the field. Me and him we actually have statistics class together. We'll be at the end of class watching like some plays, like other teams, seeing how their secondary is. Me and him, yeah, we just get along really well. And on the field, it definitely translates. We always know we block for each other, we're riding for each other. It's a good bond.
And one of the things that I've noticed, and maybe it's just that I haven't seen you enough, but the thing that I'm impressed with your game this year is you seem faster. You seem like you have that burst of speed right at the beginning. Anything to take away from the great track season you had this past spring that maybe some of those things helped you gain some speed on the football field?
Definitely. I think track really helps with my speed, and not to mention this summer we put in. So this summer was different from every other summer we ever did in Hills area football. We put in work every day. Everyone was bought in, and we all worked hard.
And now we're going to talk about the defense, and we've talked about it with Matthew Bookman. We've talked about it with Connor. Now we have you on. You guys took your licks back when you guys were freshmen. Now you guys are seniors. You guys have played a lot of football together. Even though you have particular calls from the coaches, is there a particular comfortability that you guys have with each other that, maybe I could take a chance because I know somebody's going to be there to back me up?
It depends. It depends. We've been playing for so long that we know what to do in certain situations. Say there's coach calls a specific thing, but you see something completely different. We know that we have to take care of that, and we all know we'll all be on the same page. There's never a time where we all just run around like lost little ducks. We all know what we're supposed to do in that situation, and it'll work out.
And you have a basketball background. Some people may not realize this. Your dad, a great coach for many years on the junior high level, recently at Heights Terrace. But when you guys get turnovers, especially I think in the opener against Pittston area, you got the interception. You guys transition, if you will, from defense to offense very quickly. Just talk about how you guys as a group not only could get the turnover, but could turn it into something big.
Defensive turnovers in football, that's a game changer. It brings a lot of energy, gets the crowd going, everyone feels good about themselves. So like Pittston, for example, we got an interception first drive of the game, we're on defense, and that just gave us so much energy. Everyone was jumping around, we were ready, and then first play was a run play, we got about 7 yards. That just shows how much energy that a turnover on defense can bring you.
And one of the hidden aspects to a football game is special teams. And you guys got a lot of talent, including yourself, returning kicks. And then if teams see that how dangerous you guys are, they'll kick it short and you guys still end up with great field position. Just talk about your role on special teams.
Special teams is a big part of the game. Just like defensive turnovers, a special team score can be a game changer. Teams, they've been kicking to us recently, but I think that'll change really soon. We've got everything set up perfectly. Guys blocking, and I think we can take one back this week.
And one last question for you. This is your senior year. You're looked upon as one of the senior leaders. Talk about getting this group back together and get back on the winning ways come Friday night.
Like I said before, everyone's bought in, so talk after the game on Friday. I talked to them before we went out on the field today. Talked to them when we came back in. Everyone's on the same page I am and the other leaders.
Best of luck the rest of the season. Best of luck Friday night against Crestwood, and thanks a lot for joining us this week.
Thank you for having me.
We talk 5-1 Crestwood next.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter just $19.95, alignment $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
We all need a midweek pick-me-up, and WYLN TV 35 is your home for good news on Wednesdays. All our good news stories will be printed in the WYLN TV Pennies Classified Good News Bulletin, distributed throughout the community and digitally posted on WYLN News Facebook page and on our website. If you have good news to share, contact us to be featured in our special Good News edition. Good events, good people, good jobs, all good news.
Welcome back to Sports Talk. Coach Bookman has rejoined us. And Coach, you talked about the rivalry between Crestwood and Hazleton area, but a lot of times you can't have the rivalry unless both teams have success. Coach Myers did a great job with this football program, and now Coach Ark is following what Coach Myers had previously laid down for this Crestwood program. And they're not going to try to fool you. They're going to come out and want to run the football. Noah Schultz the other night against Wilkes-Barre, over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. So I'm sure the key focus is this Crestwood running game.
Certainly. Well, you could tell that Coach Myers is back on the staff as their offensive coordinator. Certainly has a big imprint on this football team and the success that they've had. Noah Schultz, a terrific talent, someone who I know their coaching staff is very high on, makes plays and puts numbers up week after week. I think he'd be one of the first ones to tell you as well, you couldn't do that without the guys they have up front. They're really big, they're physical, they move well for their size. They have a freshman at quarterback in Jaden Shedlock who continues to get better and better. They have both the Bibble brothers, and those two are really impressive as well. Everywhere you look on both sides of the ball, they have players, the Kakalachik kid at linebacker. So their coaching staff has done a really nice job. Their players are buying into what they're doing, and it certainly has led to the success that they've had.
And I'm glad you mentioned them. That was my next question. Defensively, I haven't seen them yet this year, but I remember them last year. The Bibla brothers are a couple of forces to be reckoned with.
Absolutely. You have one coming off the edge, and you have another who's playing inside linebacker for them. They're able to be really effective with those people around them as well. Schultz is an impressive player at corner as well. Shadowed Makai Nelson last week, had a lot of success with that. The Dennis kid at the other corner position. You look all over the place, and it's a lot of the same names on both sides of the ball, and rightfully so. As I said, it's just a really good program. They're having a great year. It's going to be an exciting game on Friday night.
Well, Coach, wishing you the best of luck back at Harmongeist another week, and get back on the winning track.
Thank you so much. Go Cougars.
Go Cougars.
I'll tell you, postseason form, ladies and gentlemen. So for Matt Cusatis, head coach Dennis Bookman, I'm Marty Burns saying so long. Join us next week. We'll go over the Crestwood game. Then the Cougars back on the road. We'll preview the trip to Spartan Stadium to face Wyoming Valley West. And we'll have another guest from the Cougar football program. You've been watching Sports Talk here on WYLN. And as always, it's brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.